Hi, I'm Madison and welcome back to my channel. Today I have my anticipated summer romance releases for you. So this summer there are so many amazing books that are coming out that I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna make a list of all the books that are coming out in June, July and August of this year that I am super hyped for. It's not too long of a list. I think there's like 10 books on here around about. So if you haven't heard of these books, congratulations. If you have, well, I hope you're excited about them like I am. And so hopefully this will give you guys a couple of ideas of some books that will be coming out soon that you guys can pick up, and yeah, let's get into it. So first things first, we have got Good Catch by Carlie Jean. This is her debut romance book and I'm so excited. The cover was just revealed the other day and it is stunning. So you're following Miles and Riley, and they used to be childhood friends. He was her brother's best friend, but it's actually been 6 years since they've seen each other, 8 years since like something massive went down, and now he's finally returning back home. It has secret dating in it and also forced proximity, and he is also a baseball player. So excited for this. It's kind of like all we really know about it right now, but it looks so good. I'm excited for it. And also, it seems like there's like a lot of baseball romances lately that are like coming out, and so like baseball is definitely like, I feel like, the sport for this summer to be reading. Then we have Not So Lucky by Trilina Pucci. You're following this girl who ends up having a one-night stand in Vegas, ends up, you know, during that one-night stand night, gets with him and his friends, wakes the next morning, turns out she married the guy. Now the guy that she married to, turns out is actually a ridiculously famous football player too, and it turns out that he's like kind of known in like the press for being like this super big bad boy, and she's like, oh my god, how did I do this? Like, I need to like get an annulment and skip out of Vegas, but he's like weirdly like attached to her now already, and it's their romance. That's what this one's about. This I'm super stoked for. I love Trilina Pucci's writing, and this one I feel like is going to be such a hit. Sounds like a super fun idea, and it's like kind of the perfect summer romancy vibe with it being a, you know, accidental marriage in Vegas. Like, I feel like that's such a vibe. Then we have Forbidden Hearts by Corinne, which literally releases like next week, and this is a single dad nanny romance. So it's also age gap. I think it's like 15-year age gap. She is like 23 years old, is like supposed to be finishing up college. Some like shit went down and she's come home early and she needs a job. And it turns out that there's a guy that works for her dad who, I think he's a cop. He has a daughter who is deaf and she needs a nanny for the summer while, you know, the guy's ex-wife is like off doing stuff. And so she ends up being his nanny for the summer because she also knows ASL and can like be there for his daughter. But he doesn't want to hire her because she's like known for being very flighty and like irresponsible, and he thinks that she's just like a child. But then, you know, it's been years since he's seen her and she's like all grown up and like hot and sexy now, and it's their romance. I actually already read this. I was a beta reader for it and I absolutely adored it. It's Corinne Michaels, probably her spiciest book yet. It has so many funny moments in it. It's also a small town romance, and I just love the two of them together. Plus, like, his daughter was so sweet. It's such a good romance, and so I definitely recommend you guys pick this one up. I've already read it, so like, even though it is anticipated, it's because it's not out yet, but trust me, you guys are gonna want to read this one. Then we have Reckless by Elsie Silver. This is book 4 in the Chestnut Spring series, and this is Winter and Theo's story. Now, Winter is a sister to the heroine in book 1, and Theo is actually a bull rider. He's not related to any of them, but he's a bull rider, and he is the protege of the hero in book 1. And so what this one is that Winter and Theo end up having a one-night stand, and then she gets pregnant from it, and so then it's their romance, and it is secret baby, single mom, one-night stand, grumpy sunshine, he falls first, and close proximities, they are neighbors. And that's what we know about it. I'm so excited. I absolutely have adored all of the Chestnut Spring books by Elsie Silver. They're such an amazing small town romance series, but they also have like this really great rom-com vibe to them. So super stoked, and you don't need to read these in order either. You can read them like however you want. Then we have Swallow Your Pride by Sarah Blue. I'm not going to be reading this, but I wanted to put this one on here for my friends out there who love the daddy kink. I hate the daddy kink. Turns out Sarah was like, oh, I have this book coming out. I was like, oh my god, this looks so good. She then DM'd me and goes, Madison, you're not gonna wanna read this. I go, what do you mean? She goes, I used the word daddy 72 times. I go, oh, yeah, no, that's not for me, but could be for you. I just love Sarah Blue's writing, so I wanted to put her on here as like an anticipated summer release. So this one, it has spanking in it. It has a secret office relationship. It has exhibitionism. It has a sex club. It has the daddy kink. It has possessiveness. It has some words that I really don't want to say on the internet, but I'm going to say them anyway. It has cock worship and squirting, which are, yeah, and there's no third act breakup. So if you don't mind the daddy kink and you like a secret office relationship and some age gap going on, this is going to want to be on your TBR. Then we have Glimmers of You by Catherine Cowles. This is book 3 in her Lost and Found Small Town romance series. This is a brother's best friend fake dating romance. So her ex is like super possessive and won't leave her alone. And so her brother's best friend Caden ends up stepping in and pretending to be her fake boyfriend. And so this gets her ex off her back, and at the same time their fake dating will help get his dad off his back because his dad has been like meddling in his like relationships and like wants him to get married. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 deal. Like they're both gonna get something positive out of this. But like all of Catherine Cowles' books, there is some suspense in it, and it turns out that she actually has a stalker who is not very happy about her new boyfriend, who is, you know, a fake boyfriend, but a real boyfriend. And so that's going to be someone else part of it. I really do like that Catherine Cowles always has like some suspense in her small town, and I feel like no matter what time of the year it is, small town romances are always like so amazing. So very excited for this one. Then we have Pretty Little Mistakes by Micalea Smeltzer. This is her first traditionally published book. It's going to be with Montlake, so this is not going to be like an indie book from her, but this cover, stunning. So this is accidental pregnancy, office romance, forced proximity, enemies to lovers. And there's a cat named Cheddar, and the hero is a cinnamon roll. Dead. This just came out on August 22nd. This is like one of the later books that I did have on here. So this follows Lennon and Beckham, and they should have been together. They were like, they've known each other for years. They were kind of always meant to be, but then, you know, shit ended up happening. They haven't seen each other for years, except for now they're both working for the same magazine, and it is their second chance romance, and I am stoked. Then we have Babymoon or Bust by Ava Hunter. This cover, when it was announced, everyone went goo goo gaga over it, and I was literally seeing it everywhere. So obviously this seems like a perfect, like look at the cover for this. That screams summer romance. So super excited to be reading this one. So following Tessie and Solomon, Tessie is a celebrity interior designer. What's happening is she's away on a vacation, and she has like a one-night stand, and what is happening is she actually gets pregnant from it. And so the two of them now have to figure this out because they're complete opposites. She lives in LA. He's like a rugged dude who lives out in Alaska. They've got 3 days basically while they're still stuck in like paradise to kind of figure out like what they're gonna do now that she's pregnant, because he wants to be involved and she's like, it was literally a one-night stand, no. And so she's really closed off, and it ends up being their romance, and I'm so excited for this. It's super different. It's not something that I normally, when I hear about accidental pregnancy romances, I'm like so like, oh my god, no, I'm not reading this. But because this is literally advertised like 100% like as accidental pregnancy, and like that's the whole, like, I don't know what it is, something about this being accidental pregnancy, I was like, yes, I want this, I'm vibing with it, give it to me. When it's always something that I'm like, no, I don't want to touch, I'm like, yes, you know, super weird. And then lastly, we have got Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey, which comes out very, very soon. And this is a marriage of convenience romance between a Napa Valley heiress and a guy who owns a vineyard, but has no idea how to actually run a vineyard. And I'm so excited. I actually haven't read the first book in this series. I heard very mixed things about it, but marriage of convenience is like my bread and butter. I also love the idea that this is like Napa Valley vineyards. Like that is, in like a nutshell, like perfect summer vibes, and I feel like this is going to be very, very good to read. It comes out on June 6th. I love, you know, so it's a perfect way to kick off your summer. And yeah, those are my most anticipated summer romances. This was actually a really quick video to film. Was not expecting this to be like literally 10 minutes long, but you know, I don't know what the, you know, when it comes to romance books, they don't tend to normally have like long descriptions, or like it's hard to really even know what they're about half the time. And like also, a lot of authors, like if the book's coming out in August, they don't even like give you a cover reveal or anything like that until like literally 2 weeks before the book is even out. So there's definitely going to be a lot more romances that come out this summer that I will be reading that I'm super excited for, but these are the main ones that I wanted to give you guys. If there are any other romances that I don't have on this list that you're excited about, please let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please let them down below. If you want to see more of me, please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, thanks so much everyone. Bye-bye.